All right, welcome back to another episode of the Onebar Lupa'GALS Show, episode 2. Episode 2, we got some of the best Vikings minds out there. We're going to talk some Vikings. Vikings are 3 and freaking 0. We got Coda, we got Miss Alyssa, and Shelby in the house, and that handsome fella in the bottom right, Lupagus. We're going to talk some Vikings, 3 and 0. Are we excited or what?
3 and 0. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. And it's Packers week. It's Packers week, too.
Who would have thought we'd be here?
Can't believe it.
Just to be clear, the last one we did was before the season.
Yep.
You guys did all your season predictions. You guys were giving the Vikings nothing but love, and me and Lupagus were like 8 and 9, 9 and 8. We look like fools. You guys are
idiots.
We're that better be changed.
I'm so curious to hear what your guys' new records are.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I mean, I'm so happy to be wrong. It's wonderful.
I don't know if we ever lose again.
We're living in the twilight zone. Like it's
Isn't it
still
weird?
It's great.
Shelby,
every single day.
I just think back when we were watching the game in the fourth quarter and we kept looking at each other like, what
is this real life? Like
real life? Like, are we the team right now? Like what?
Let's go.
Every day I'm just like,
oh yeah,
we're 3 and 0. Like this is crazy.
Well, it's weird. Like we have everything we've been bad at, we're good at. We have a kicking game we can rely on. Our defense is like they're confident when they're out there.
We
on
don't
the field.
speak about the kicker. I still
we
do.
can
knock on wood.
The thing we haven't been able to do, we're doing this year. And that, it's just so weird. Everything's just like reversed.
I know. It's
It's a wonderful thing, and I gotta go. So Coda, you're going to a Vikings game, correct, this year? Or did I make that up?
I am in fact going to the Vikings-Rams game.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
yes.
When do they play the Rams?
October 24th.
Is that Thursday night?
Weird.
It is. I would say, I'm going to say so quickly, and I'm so sorry. So I have a Vikings flag up in my room, courtey of the lovely man below me. And
yes,
they're actually there are quite a few kids who actually are into football. And so what I'm doing with my second graders right now, for those of you who don't know, I'm a drama teacher at an elementary school. We're creating stories together. And so today my second graders created a story where a wolf and a handful of capybaras who were best friends joined the Minnesota Vikings, and they were undefeated, but then the wolf went crazy and broke his leg and they lost the Super Bowl, but they ended the story with, then the Vikings never lost a Super Bowl ever again.
Oh, okay.
So
I was a little stressed there by that.
I was like, what is this?
Teacher of the year.
Yeah. I mean,
Teacher of the year, immediately turning them into Vikings fans.
Good
Wonderful
work.
job.
Good work.
Are you coming down to the game? Are you coming down to the game early?
The plan is I get off work at 2:30, so I would come back to good old home of the Ronald Reagan Library. My grandparents and I would then immediately, and that's at like 3, drive right down. So yeah, I think we would probably get to LA by like 3:45, 4ish. So.
Well, this is a time to tell anybody that's going to that game. I'm putting on a meet and greet for Tommy Kramer.
Oh, nice! Let's go.
Shut up.
So
awesome.
Oh my god.
We are doing something the night before, but we're also doing a tailgate. So
that's
make sure to hit me up so I can get you there.
That's
awesome. Yeah.
That would be so cool.
That is sweet as hell. Tommy Kramer is the shit.
Yeah.
Love him.
Alyssa, so you went to what? You went to the opener? Both of you guys did, right?
Yes.
You and Shelby? Nice.
Yeah, we were both there. Oh my gosh. It was literally like we were ants under a magnifying glass. I don't know if Shelby, you said that last time or what, but that was
I was wearing a blanket.
Literally
awesome
It was cute though.
It was worth
the
it.
coolest blanket ever.
Beauty is pain, but
yes,
no.
Don't I know it?
So hot. Like I literally would go outside in the entryway just to like cool down because it was so hot. But the atmosphere was amazing. It was like better than I ever remember in the last couple games and seasons that I've been to. It was just wild. It was so fun.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wish I was there this last week. I heard it was so loud. It hasn't been that loud since like the Minneapolis Miracle.
That shit. I mean, what Tunzel had 4 false starts in a row. I mean, that was fantastic.
Yeah,
yeah, that was
you could hear it through the TV. You're like,
Oh my
wow.
god, yeah. Well, and I actually did not watch this last game. I had a really bad migraine and like it was just bad. And so I was in my room with the door open so I could hear the TV, so I could still listen to the Vikings game.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. And I had watched the false starts. I was good enough to watch those, but like even after, I was like, it is loud there. And my brother and my dad actually were at that game courtesy of Destin Baker. And
Nice.
my little brother got a Sam Darnold jersey at the game when he picked it up at
nice.
halftime.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Fair.
That's awesome.
Shelby, aside from the Rams game, are you going to any other games?
I'm going to Monday Night Football against the Bears, the whiteout game.
Nice.
Sweet.
God
And
damn,
then-
that's a great one to go to.
I wanna-
Yeah, and then I'm either gonna go to the Colts game or I'm gonna go to Tennessee. It's gonna kind
That's
of
the other game I'm
depend
debating
on
going.
All gonna be
the
wins.
finances. You feel me? Like,
Tennessee. Go to
Yeah.
Tennessee. Will Levis is going to throw 9 interceptions. Gotta be Tennessee.
I know it's just like the joy of like a home game.
Yeah.
It's like the reason I would choose an away game is like I want to see them play in every stadium.
Mm.
But it's so much better like going to a home game, you know?
Yeah.
Plus my family's there, so it's kind of like a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Win-win.
Same.
We'll see. It's also cheaper.
Right. Yeah. Jake and I are
Cheaper
going
is
to
good.
Which
Jake
one?
and I are going to the Lions game in a couple weeks too. So
Nice.
Ooh, that's a
20th.
good game.
Ooh.
On the 20th.
did.
Hawkinson return game.
Yes, that's what I hear. So that's going to be awesome. Yeah.
No, it's that is fantastic. A plus.
We'll
A
get that
plus.
quick this time. Don't wear a blanket like Shelby did.
Worth it.
I saw
wear
her.
like a full snowsuit. Hey,
Dark days.
It's for sale now, isn't it, Shelby?
It is for sale.
like the game worn one that's full of sweat.
It's not sweaty anymore.
Yeah, let's
It's not sweaty anymore.
It's like a weighted blanket now.
But I will say, I had a full-blown anxiety attack, crying, hyperventilating, trying to get it off of me
Oh no!
because I was so hot.
Oh my god!
But it's not going to be that hot. Like if it would have been a normal September game, like even in the 70s, I would have been living my best life. But the fact that it was 90 degrees
Mm.
in a fucking greenhouse, like
if
Fish bowl? Yeah.
if that thing was my size, I'd wear the shit out of that. I'd wear that every day.
I was so comfortable.
Every damn day. It might not, there might be some nooks and crannies that don't look great, but I wouldn't give two shits because I'd wear the hell out of that thing.
Please don't talk about your nooks and crannies. That's very graphic.
I will talk about nooks and crannies. This is the Onebar Lupa'GALS Show. We are grown adults here. We can talk about
Yes.
nooks and crannies. They exist. All
You
right.
Stop that one bar. I think you need to buy it.
I think it would. Yeah, and the size it is now, that would be something. I would be in jail immediately.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Your sister
lot.
could, what's it called? Alter it a little, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The top is actually a corset, so it stretches.
There you go.
I'm not worried about
Dude,
the
I'm
top
so excited to
much.
get
It's
mine.
It's more the mid area. It seemed like it was a little slim there.
Right.
It's gonna look like the way Lupagus is looking right now. That's what people would look like if they see.
I'll wear it. I'll wear it.
Oh, gross. All right, let's talk some Vikings. Let's go
Let's
Vikings.
do it.
All right, so you guys had us. I mean, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure all you had us over 10 wins, right?
I think we had 13 and 5, right? Or 12
Yeah, I mean,
and
you
6.
guys were up there.
Yeah.
10 and
Maybe
7,
11.
but I changed. I wanted to match you guys, so I changed it.
I said
Yeah.
12 and 5.
Yeah, we
12 and 5.
5.
Okay.
you guys got it nailed. But really being realistic with being 3-0, the teams we beat.
Mhm.
Like,
Exactly.
don't sugarcoat it. Like Coda, like how surprised are you really about this start?
So I have before me my list of the wins and losses as I saw them during the preseason. I can't remember if I did this for your guys' preseason show
Mm-mm.
or whose I did it for, but I did this for somebody's preseason show. And I wrote down where I thought we would be by this point in the season. And I actually had us winning against the Giants, winning against the Niners, losing against the Texans. So
Mm.
we're already exceeding past my own personal expectations.
Ooh, one
I will be honest, the optimism is starting to falter a little bit, and I am kind of at this point waiting for the shoe to drop. And I bring up shoes because we are playing at Lambeau on Sunday, and we all know how that field can be. And I get into a disagreement with my grandparents all the time because they're like, well, the Packers play on that exact same field and they never have issues. And it's like, right, because they play on it every Sunday and they're used to it. Like, we don't play on that field. We play on it once a year, and usually it's either frozen solid or it's a mushy mess because of the field heaters. So I'm interested to see how well we do on that field against the Packers earlier in the season. I know Destin Baker posted that we actually have a losing, if not an entirely losing schedule in the last, I think 10 years playing in Lambeau this early. But I mean, it's looking like Jordan Love is still questionable and he hasn't practiced all week. And if it were me, I would not be putting my quarterback in who hasn't practiced all week. And I'm not saying that because I want this to be an easier game for us. You know, I personally, if we play against our divisional rivals, I want them to be as good as possible. But, you know, it also looks like Alexander is finding a reason to skip out on this game too. So I have this as a win.
Because he heard that Addison's about to come back, and he doesn't want to look like a little.
Addison's about to come back. Not to mention that JJ shade. But I'm not even worried about him. I think he's more interested in this matchup than I am. I was like, dang, to be as unbothered as him, go off, King. But I have this as a win. I'm a little hesitant to say it's a nice clean win like the last couple wins we've had. But I still believe that we will go into London undefeated.
Oh, hot damn.
And we're undefeated in London, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
We don't lose in
We'll
London.
go into the bye undefeated.
We're beating Aaron Rodgers. That's happening.
I mean, I was at the game last year watching Kirk's Achilles blow.
No.
I was there.
Put your blanket on it.
No. If you were there, though, you know I would. Oh. Everyone was still chugging beers, and I was like, no, something's wrong. He's.
No, it was. You know, I will say this: Lambeau is a cool place to go. But the Packers fans were actually pretty nice. They were showing videos dude. And they were being nice about it. Look, when you could see it, just snap and roll up, basically.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and they're like, "Hey, man, sorry, dude," but and we beat them, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
But they were actually fairly nice about the whole thing, and they're actually. I mean, I've been there a couple times. They're actually pretty decent.
They are actually surprisingly.
I don't want to say that, but
I haven't been there yet. That's on my bucket list to get there. I would love to go there.
Way better than the 49ers. That's my worst experience of an away game.
Oh, really? Surprised to hear all the 49er, who were we talking to? It was Realistic Randy was 49ers were all over our ass.
Yeah, that dude
was
not sugarcoating it.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible.
I mean, the guy we talked to was super good. I don't know. I've never had a problem with Niners fans. I was surprised to hear that.
They were so mad after the game. They were fighting and yelling at people outside. I don't know if you guys saw that video I posted, but there was a guy yelling, "You guys haven't won since Fran Tarkenton."
See that.
First off, y'all choking
we just beat your ass 2 years in a row, man. Shut up.
Fran Tarkenton. He kept going off, and people
y'all just lost. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Fran Tarkenton.
He's ornery.
All right. I got a question for you guys. Who has been the biggest surprise through the first 3 games? Let's start with you. Biggest surprise player, positive.
God, I'm so nervous.
Oh, it's going to be a sprinkle of Van Ginkel for me.
Sprinkle of Van Ginkel. I like that. Damn it.
Yeah, Andrew Van Ginkel has just, surprised the heck out of me. He has had a sack in every game. He has had, an interception. I feel like he could have had 5 or 6, the way he was playing. And, the offseason, he was injured. So I was just definitely not expecting that. And yeah, I knew he was a good pickup, but did not know he was going to do this much in the last 3 games. I'm super surprised and happy about that.
Yeah, the what you said, as far as him being injured early, I'm like, shit, this dude is gonna linger. They're gonna put him in the IR. And we said it in some of our shows in August. I'm like, I'm actually starting to get scared about this. And he said, screw it. And the dude just comes out and balls his ass off.
Crazy.
This dude, one of the when the season's over, if he keeps this up, he'll be one of the best free agent signings in the NFL.
Yeah.
Especially at that price.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
My friend played with him at Wisconsin.
Mm.
And so he said that he's just like such a good guy, like so amazing, so talented. So and he's like a North Dakota boy.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he's already like, I mean, he looks like a Viking too. It's
He
just like
does.
when we got Hawkinson, it's like
It looks like the logo.
he
Yeah.
looks like he belongs here.
I don't know if he can grow a mustache though. That's what I'm not sure about with that.
Blonde
Very-
one, probably.
He's definitely who I was most like. I didn't really, but honestly, just since Alyssa already said that, just all of our free agent signings,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
this offseason,
Mhm.
the Texans, it's like all the guys that were past Texans like balled the fuck out, like,
Hmm.
and that's going into the Lambeau game. Seeing Jones is another person. Like, obviously, we've known he was good.
Yeah.
We've known he was good. I don't think a lot of people knew that he still was this good.
I know, exactly.
Agreed.
And going into the Lambeau, like on this revenge, like wanting to do the Lambeau leap,
Hmm.
Hell yeah.
But he
I'm
wrote
very
that really-
excited.
that
He's got to
passionate letter.
score. He's
He wrote
got to
the letter.
score.
He has to. He
He's
has
good.
to.
2 touchdowns, 150 yards. Let's go.
Oh,
What was your
Ooh,
thought of his
I
letter,
love
Shelby?
that.
Oh no, what do you thought about the letter he wrote to the Packers organization and the fans? Did you read that?
I didn't.
I did not.
I didn't either.
I didn't
What
read it,
is-
but I saw it. Yeah.
I was uninterested.
Is
I
it
don't care.
recently?
Yeah, he just put it out there. He wrote this really like
It's like on
impassioned
Wednesday.
letter to the Packers fans, the front office, his teammates. So I think he put it out there so he wouldn't get booed, but I know in his heart he wants to dominate them on.
It was very good PR.
In a
He put
good
it out in
way
the perfect
or-
time.
Or bad
No, it was
way?
very nice. It was very genuine. I think it was completely genuine as well. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
Yeah, he
Because he's amazing. He's another
Yeah.
person that like I've worked with him, and he's just such a good like genuine vibes. Because when I worked with him, he was with the Packers, and I was like, "SKOL Vikings, I don't like you," and he was like laughing about it. He's like, "Oh man, I understand," and I was like, "Okay, you're a good sport. Like we
Well,
like that."
That's awesome.
Yeah, he seems like just a ridiculously nice guy.
Yeah.
Coda, who's your surprise? Was it a surprise?
I
Yeah.
think my surprise is Jalen Naylor.
That was-
Good
Yes.
one. Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
That is a good one.
I
3 tutties.
like he's already got 3 tutties. He's really stepped up since Addison's been out, and I think a lot of people were kind of overlooking the wide receiver 3 position now that we don't have KJ Osborne anymore.
Mhm.
And for me, that was something that I was really, really like hopeful that we would fill well, because I mean, if you look at sort of like the Colts game from 2 years ago, for example, wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for KJ Osborne. Like, let's be real here. Like, his touchdowns are the reason why we were able to do that game. And so I think the wide receiver 3 position is one that is typically overlooked purely because it's like, oh, it's the wide receiver 3. Who cares? Well, the wide receiver 3 becomes the wide receiver 2. And
Yeah.
eventually the wide receiver 1 if necessary in cases such as Jordan Addison getting out. And, with the sort of lingering uncertainty of if/when Jordan Addison will be suspended, because he's been injured. We do still unfortunately have to think about that due to that unfortunate situation that he found himself in.
Mhm.
That, it's important that I think that we discuss how well that Naylor has fit into that position, and how he's essentially made it known that he is that guy. And even Brandon Powell too has
Yep.
really
I feel like we
stepped
got
up
4
well.
and 5 because
Yes.
Jackson too.
absolutely yeah
Yeah.
We're stacked.
Yeah. Yes.
My God, we're gonna go 17-0, aren't we?
I think we are.
Yes, we
I think
are.
I am in.
Oh, yeah.
Run it, plaque it.
I can't find any
Bookmark it.
negatives, you
Put
guys.
it down.
I agree.
Me
And not to
looking
be
for all
negative,
the
but let's reverse this. Who's somebody you maybe were expecting to see more out of that you have not yet seen?
I
through
have
the
this
first
one.
3 games. Cody,
Really?
Cody
I don't-
can start.
I'm curious with these answers because
I got one.
Dallas
one.
Turner.
anybody. I can't.
Dallas
think of
Turner.
anybody.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Really?
I feel like he definitely stepped up during the first game, and then I can't remember if it was, I think it was the Niners game. For whatever reason, he was just getting flag after flag after flag after flag after flag, and he wasn't really accomplishing much. And I looked at his stats the other day, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I'm not seeing as much production as I guess maybe my expectations had for him.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's still early in the season. Anything can happen. And, you know, I just feel like with Ivan Pace Jr. being out, he's had the opportunity to kind of like solidify himself on this defense. Not saying that he's, you know, going to be benched anytime soon, but I guess I personally, after preseason, really kind of expected more production out of him.
Yeah.
Well, we
What do you
all
think
said
when
that
you
was like
rolled
the
the
one
football?
person we were most excited for on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Showtime. Plenty of
And
time.
yeah, that is a hard one to answer because everyone's doing so well. But
Yeah, that is a tough one.
I would probably say Ed Ingram is probably a
Edward.
little, you know, he's struggled. He's
Nice way to say it.
He's struggled a bit last season, and this season I was curious, and it looks like he's allowed 2 sacks, you know, 10 pressures. He's still kind of struggling a little bit. I really want him to just get more comfortable and start doing his role a little bit better. And now I guess he's, you know, the 10th most tied for the 10th most allowing that pressure and sacks in the league. And I'm like, really? Okay.
That's what he is.
Yeah. So not that impressive.
Shelby, how about you?
I'm gonna go with Bradbury.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, he's been getting we've been so good with penalties, and he's made like little errors, but that's really just because everyone's doing so good.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys already said, like, I was thinking Dallas Turner, obviously, just because we were so excited about him. But he's really the only person that has made like little slip ups. Because like I feel like we've been such a clean team, which is another thing that not a lot of people are talking about. Like, the other teams have been getting so many penalties. And because, you know, a lot of the times penalties and injuries are what can like bring a team down.
Yeah.
And it's like all the talent and the coaching alone and how special this team is. The fact that sometimes it just lines up with the injuries and the luck and the cleanliness of a game.
Yeah.
So those little people that have been getting penalties and making stupid mistakes, like it's easier to notice just because like we haven't really had anything. We've been very blessed. I still like am shocked. Like I can't really find any negatives of the year so far.
It's tough.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the last 2 seasons, though, the Vikings have the Vikings have been one of the lowest penalized teams. And so I'm glad to see that we're keeping that up. I agree with you.
Offensive holding is really our only real issue.
Yeah.
Every time there's a penalty, I'm like, better not be offensive.
Hug everybody. Mine was gonna be Johnny Munt. Like I thought the tight end role was gonna be much more prevalent in our offense for the first 3 games. We're just not using tight ends. I thought Munt would actually have a very good start to the season, being the next Hawkinson, but apparently that's
You're right. I actually kind of forgot he existed for a second,
Wow.
which probably makes sense.
I think the Vikings coaching staff just forgot about the tight end position. They don't even look really
They don't
genuine.
even-
They don't care.
It's
They don't
because
need
we're so stacked on wide receivers. Plus, we have a running game now. Without
they don't give
Hawkinson,
two
who's like, I guarantee when Hawk comes back, it's gonna shift.
Yes.
But it's like right now we're not really.
Yep.
If we don't have to, like,
why throw to him?
Yeah.
JJ's been wide open. Naylor's been like. Darnold's been shooting fucking rockets, like
Sam the man, baby.
Missiles,
fucking
crazy.
rockets. I hope Babushka's not listening right now. I heard that naughty word.
Babushka, you know, come
I don't know, Bobby.
Earmuffs. Is she Bobby now?
Comes in to speak fluent Russian.
Bobby.
Names.
Bobby.
Oh,
Yes.
Bobby. Babushka. God, I wish I would have
I'm
called my
gonna have
grandma
to give you
Babushka.
all
I'm so
like
mad about
a
that.
Jewish 101 lesson, aren't I?
Probably.
Yes.
All right, let me throw a curveball real quick. Like if the Vikings, I know 3-0, it's a wonderful world right now. Vikings, let's say they win 2 playoff games in their gonzo.
Are we gonna re-sign Darnold? I know that's the question
absolutely.
that's coming.
Shelby, give it to me.
It's just like everywhere is this
You gotta
question
think about
looming.
it. You gotta think about it.
It's like
I can't yet.
my thing is we do not know how JJ is going to be coming off that injury. So I think that this season aside, they are so in on McCarthy and they're so in on him being the future. I think that if they signed Darnold again, it would be a 1 year just to be there.
Yeah.
But the question is like, I think before Darnold would have been like totally fine with that.
Yeah.
But now if he were to have that crazy season and he can get a job somewhere else where he's getting money, then he's going to go.
Yeah.
But I think that if he was okay staying in Minnesota, I think that it would be smart keeping him just regardless, because that's a big issue we've had is like our backup quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we don't know we don't know how JJ is going to be coming off the injury. And a lot of people, like you look at Rodgers, he sat for the first couple years. Like Mahomes sat. So it's not the worst case scenario. It does kind of annoy me that he's not at the games because he could be.
Are you all right, Lupagus?
This is really loud.
I don't like that he's not at the games. I mean,
well, that's weird.
Yeah.
He's been so supportive, but
he actually isn't, because I think he's still on the scooter.
Yeah, I think he's like, it's hard for me to get there.
Get your ass on the scooter and get on that plane.
he can just sit on the bench and just watch. Like,
I don't think it's a him thing though. I think there is like a rule in the NFL that if you can't
stand,
right? Because I mean,
I think he'd be there if he could be.
Oh
yeah, because I think Kevin O'Connell said that when he is off the scooter, he will be at games.
Okay, good.
I believe he said that in a presser, but I think it's an NFL rule that because, you know, the guys get tackled out of bounds and like we see how many photographers, refs, etc. get tackled.
Okay, I'll let it fly.
Yeah.
I'll let it fly.
I want to see a
on
picture of him on
sidelines.
the scooter immediately.
Yeah, I would love that.
He's scooting around.
Well, it's not like one of those like scooters. It's like
it's where the
one
knee
where
is up,
like,
right?
Yeah, the knee up, just kind of.
Yeah, it's the kind that I wanted when I hurt my knee, but they said no.
No scooter. No scooter. Alyssa, you bringing Darnold back if he wins his 2 playoff games?
I would have to agree with everything Shelby just said. Yeah, I think you have to bring him back. I know, probably, like she said, gonna want that money. But yeah, we don't know how JJ. We know he's the future. We know he's gonna do good. But yeah, we don't want to just rush him in the way, he's put back a little bit. So I think having Darnold there to help him, and they seem like a great quarterback room and together, like getting along well. I feel like you have to bring him back at that point.
Yeah. No, Cody, you look disgusted by this question. By the way. I can't wait to hear this answer. I think if I had to guess, I'm going to say goodbye, Sam. Hello, JJ. But that's just a hunch.
I just want to remind everybody that I was one of the biggest supporters of us bringing Sam Darnold during the off season. I want that to be reminded of. There's TikTok evidence of it.
Right.
Now, I agree with what Shelby and Alyssa are saying. However, my one concern is that I personally don't feel like most of the people who are bringing up that question, not to say that you're one of these people, of course, but I feel like a lot of the people who are bringing up this question aren't thinking about the 1 year deal, and he knows for certain that at a certain point in that next season he sits. I think a lot of people are seeing it as, oh, he's doing well, he's our quarterback for the next 2, 3, 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And my biggest issue with re-signing him just because he's doing well is that I feel like we get stuck once again in that quarterback carousel. We're back where we were when we had Cousins. We're back where we were when we, I fear that unfortunately it may be the case where we put Sam Darnold out there, and I don't want that. I would prefer for him to sit behind a quarterback healthy for a couple of games before getting, out there. And I think I had said both on live with you guys and on a couple of different podcasts that the Rams game is actually when I first saw JJ McCarthy starting. I saw him coming in at the end of the Lions game if it ended up being a huge win, and then he would start the Rams game as the first time starter. But I want to entertain the idea, but I want to entertain it in the mindset that it is only squarely for 1 year. It's not long term.
Yeah.
And it's I want to, and again, this is coming from one of the biggest Kirk Cousins fans. I want to avoid where we get ourselves into a position where we sign these, you know, mid-20 quarterbacks and get stuck with them until they age out or they injure themselves out.
I also want to add one thing, piggybacking off of that as well. If there's one thing about the Vikings, what we do to quarterbacks is like insane.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you saw like what you guys, I posted that Tom Brady was saying about the Vikings.
Yeah.
But like him talking about Kevin O'Connell, like he was a quarterback in the league, so that alone helps.
Mm-hmm.
And being under Brady, like he has being in Belichick, like he has so much knowledge, and he has turned these quarterbacks that were essentially nothing into these stars, regardless like how long that lasted. I can only imagine the potential JJ is going to be at.
Yeah.
I do think that it would have to be something where, again, he would be re-signing strictly as the backup, which is, again, why I feel like he's going to go somewhere else, because if he can get money and be a starter.
Yeah.
But it would be nice just to have like a backup we can trust, because we do always go into QB roulette, which is a huge reason why I didn't want to lose Cousins, because we like keep shuffling through, which is why it'd be nice to have a consistent backup and a consistent like boom and boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Because Mullins, I don't think is it. Mullins, we don't.
No.
Big Dick Nick.
Big Dick Nick is
Nice guy. Nice guy. Bad quarterback. Sam's making every week. Sam Darnold is making himself some cash.
He is.
You look at teams like the Titans. You look at these teams that just are craving a quarterback. They're going to be drooling over this guy. So
I think the underrated point of this whole thing is like the Vikings have a ton of cap space. There's not a great free agent market next year. Like they could really invest in a backup. Like, hey, give Sam Darnold $20 million for a year. They can afford to do that if they want to.
Yeah,
do they want to is the question.
Right.
We'll figure that out when we get there. But I want to ask you guys this: the moment. What is the best moment of the season so far? We're 3 games in. Plenty of moments have gotten us fucking fired up and off the chair screaming. We're 3-0. What is the best moment of the season? Coda, let's start with you. Moment of the season so far.
No pressure. No pressure.
Look,
it's gotta be an awesome,
just
awesome
so
moment.
Many.
The whole thing.
I mean, you know, I like the false starts one after another, insane.
Hilarious.
I think too, just that 97-yard touchdown for Justin Jefferson, right? Or honestly, it's just like, you know, I think about kind of like 2 seasons ago where people would ask that question. It's like, how do you pick one?
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think if I had to choose, like gun to my head, I would definitely, you know what? I'm actually going to go a little bit left field. I'm going to say the blocked,
nice.
was it a field goal? Yeah, the blocked field goal by CJ Ham.
Was it a punt? Was it a punt or field goal?
I think it was a punt.
It was a punt.
That was
because
fantastic.
I was in the bathroom walking up. But when it happened, since I was walking up, I was like walking up the stairs that are like on the field. So I got to watch the play like from eye level, which was amazing.
Wow.
But I missed the actual like block part. So I didn't even know what had happened. I was like screaming, but I had no idea how we got there.
Boom. Done.
Yeah.
All right, Alyssa, you already showed your cards, but what do you got?
It was, I mean, just being at the stadium for that 97-yard bomb. I mean, Shelby was, now I know where you were, Shelby. You were a couple rows down to the left from me. We were both right behind that when it happened. And so it was just unbelievable. It was, that was right there. And is when I'm like, holy shit, this team's doing it this year. Doing it well. Doing it.
I will be honest, I blacked out during that field goal. Or I mean, not the field goal, the 97. I like looking back, I know how insane it was. I know I was cheering. I know like how the crowd felt and everything felt in the stadium.
Yeah.
But all I remember is stars. Like when I came down from like jumping, because also I was overheating. Let's remember.
Yeah.
I was overheating.
Sweaty.
It just didn't feel real. Number 2. Number 3, I was like screaming. My face was like so flushed. And I also have realized like when I go to games.
Everyone knows that stupid game isn't real.
Stop. So sorry.
Oh.
My phone just loves to randomly play shit when I'm not even.
I was
doing
just like,
anything.
am
I
I
hope it happens
imagining
again.
things?
I hope it
I
happens
thought I had
again.
to
That was
leave for a
fantastic.
second.
I've
I'm
noticed.
so sorry.
It's okay. When I go to games, I'm more remembering like the amazing experience.
Yes.
But it's when I watch it on TV is when I get the true, because you're getting the replays, you're getting all of the angles.
Yes.
And so I feel like when I went home and I watched the replay 100 times on my phone over and over, I was like, oh, fuck, I was there for this. Like, that's crazy.
That's so
I think my favorite moment has been the fact that they did this whole rant about CJ Stroud having no interceptions. And then 2 minutes later,
Yeah.
they're like, oh,
Yep.
interception. Like,
Yes.
I was going crazy in the bar when that happened. Like, I was like, and again, it just, I keep saying it that we're in the Twilight Zone, but I was just like, this cannot be, my boyfriend's not a football.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Shelby,
He's not in it.
Oh.
He's not in it like I'm in it, and I'm getting him into it. And that was the first game that we got to watch together this season, and he was literally like, because I was screaming and like running around and acting crazy, and I'm like, you're not understanding the
Scare him
level.
off.
He's not at your level, Shelby. Not
He doesn't have a
Like,
choice.
okay,
Let's be
cool,
clear.
great.
He loves badminton though.
I told him that like our first conversation ever when I met him is I was like, I'm turning you into a Vikings fan,
Yep.
and that's that,
Well,
and the rest is history.
There we go.
does he own any Vikings gear yet?
I mean, I obviously am the connoisseur of Vikings gear, so he just naturally gets things handed to him.
That works. Game on. All right, so the our defense is giving up like 10 points a game. Our offense is scoring 28 points a game.
Mhm.
So, this is the best of both worlds. So let's start with Alyssa. Like, which one of these do you think shits the bed first? And maybe not shits the bed. Maybe just craps a little bit in the bed. Like, but like no one's gonna go sideways. But which one are you more confident in? Let's say that moving forward.
Oh my God. This question I'm struggling with. I'm
Mhm.
I'm literally struggling with it. I mean, our offense is not even at full strength yet. Like, Addison is going to be back. Hawkinson, like, I can't see them shit in the bed anytime soon. I think they're going to just like skyrocket to the frickin' moon. So I can't see I can't see anything there. Defense, again, that's so hard because they're so scary, and what they're doing is just so different every time. And like Najee on the show the other night, how he was talking about it, I was just getting so hyped up because no one knows what they're doing. Every defense or every offense that we've played so far is like, what the hell's happening? Like, they are just slaughtering teams. And so, yes, like teams can watch tape on the defense a little better, and might figure out a couple things, but honestly, I just can't see either one really.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Going
Not a
undefeated.
bad answer. That is not.
I mean, we're going 17-0, so I can't answer that.
This is the year that nobody shits the bed, okay?
Yes!
Wow.
Yeah.
Even you, Onebar.
Will Reichard's just doinking 58 yarders and
I'm not
beautiful.
speaking on him. I'm not speaking on
I am.
him.
The dude is the best kicker
Wow.
to
Will
ever play
the thrill.
football.
Will the thrill.
Will the thrill coming?
All right, Coda, are you, do you think which one of these, offense, defense?
Offense.
Really?
Oh.
God, do you even like Sam Darnold?
Do I need to pull up the receipts? Yes. I love Sam Darnold.
That was
But
strategic.
there is a little part of me but is a little bit concerned given his history. Now, I don't
Fair.
think it will be shit the bed in regards to Kirk Cousins goes down and we have like a Linsanity run for a couple of games and then it just slowly goes downhill. I think it'll be he has a couple of rocky games, but then he gets himself back up and back onto par. I think with the fact that we have the bye week so early this season, that's why my concern lands on Sam Darnold. But again, like I don't think it's going to be like the shit the bed that us Vikings fans are familiar with. I think it'll be like he has a couple of games and you're like, oh dude, like you could have done a little better. But ultimately, yeah.
17 and 0.
That's it.
17
and 0, baby. I see no losses.
Well, I mean, the better you get, the more teams are watching everything you do. So eventually they're going to crack this thing. Shelby, how about you?
Right.
Like, oh yeah.
I am with you on that. It is hard considering our past as a Vikings fan base with QBs
Yeah.
to not just automatically have that PTSD that something is going to slip. Again, I don't think it's going to be a thing where it's like all of a sudden he crash and burns and then he never comes back from it. I don't think that. I think that maybe there will be a few games and it's like, oh, this is the Sam Darnold we know, and then like he comes back and ends it all.
So old there.
Yeah, you have to
Because
talk
that's
like
how
that
these
the
fuckers
rest of the
are.
week.
Like, oh, this is the Sam Darnold.
Your
we
hair like
know.
turned gray.
God.
But him aside, I do have my own personal PTSD of being at the Bengals game last year, and Flores, they hadn't scored in it was like 8 quarters or something, and then they scored 3 times in 1 quarter.
Oh my
And then it was all downhill from there. So I'm
Caleb
just
Evans.
like,
Caleb Evans.
yeah, but I honestly, I don't know. Like, this is the first time. Obviously, teams are always like, oh, we love our team. But you see the interviews, there's something in the locker room that, like, they feel. Like, Harrison Smith is, like, one of the most non-emotional people. And, like, that interview with him in the locker room, and he was like, you can just tell, like, this is a special group of guys.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I think that we are such a team unit. I know the last time we were on the show, I spoke about how we always have either offense or defense. This is the first time, at least in my recent memory, that I genuinely feel like we have the same amount of level of talent on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And it's just, I feel very blessed to
All
be a
three
part of
sides.
this team.
All 3 sides, right?
I just am shedding tears right now. Damn it.
I know.
I saw someone say, like, this is the 2017 offense and the 2022 defense, and they're
That was me.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Was it really?
I tweeted that.
God damn. Coming
Okay,
full
Shelby,
circle.
yes. That's so freaking true.
Well said, Shelby.
Well
Thank
said,
you.
girl.
I stole it from TikTok, but
Okay, well, it was amazing.
You can't
somebody
I-
else said it, but I
Well, I'm
tweeted
giving
it,
it to you.
okay?
I'm giving it to Shelby.
It's all
Shelby
you,
got it.
Shelb. All you,
Nailed it.
Shelb. Yep.
100%.
But the only
It's
bad thing is
true.
that 2017 defense was figured out at the half by the Saints and then the Eagles the next week.
Okay, well, it's going to
Well,
be.
let's
Lupagus.
not
Jesus,
Wah,
man.
wah,
Why do you want you to defend yourself?
Let's not bring that up.
No, let's not. Let's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I did
You owe
rewatch
everybody
all
an
the years
apology.
that we
Sorry,
started
I was-
3-0, and it's like
And we have
just
both of them, offense and defense. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
Both
y'all
of you.
remember
Yeah.
2016, but we were 5-0.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Nope.
And then we went 5-5.
yeah, like 8-8, finish 8-8, right? Something
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh,
Not bad.
that was-
Not bad.
Oh God, that's not happening.
Better than
It's okay
7
because we're
9.
beating the Packers, and then like
Yes.
people are gonna start believing. I cannot comprehend that we're ranked number 3. Like it's like
Right?
the most
Wait till after this
insane
week.
shit.
We're getting some love.
Fucking awesome.
But also,
And that's scary,
stop.
Shelby. That's scary, right?
I want to be the underdog. I don't
I
want people
know.
talking about us.
I know.
It's like
Over.
part of me, I'm like, yeah, that's fucking right. Like I can wear my Vikings gear proud out here. No one's gonna say shit to me. But also like,
Yeah.
like Coda
Nope.
said at the very beginning, I'm waiting for that shoe to drop. Like I wish I didn't have to think that way, but
Ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
This team is different this year.
They're
It
just
is.
special, guys.
All right, Coda, what's your 3-0? What's your updated prediction? My God, is she whispering or she's muted?
Is she whispering?
I am
can hear.
muted. That's
Oh.
my bad. I'm sorry.
It's good suspense. You're just adding to it.
I know. I was like,
it.
is she building it up?
Everybody has to mute
I was doing her
themselves.
voice for her.
Oh, nice. Were you getting like the weird squeaks that I've been doing some
I
slowly
was,
losing my
yes. I
voice from
nailed it. It
teaching
was
all week?
just, I
Great.
should be in
I'm
your
so
drama
proud of you.
class. I mean,
Yeah.
your prize pupil.
Oh, you already are. Don't you worry. I'm at 14-3.
Holy shit. Let's go. 14-3. Woo!
Again,
That might even be
losses?
generous at this point
Okay.
in the loss column.
My losses are.
Yeah,
I was
listening.
actually going over it just to look at it. I have us. I mean, I originally had us. I think when I was on here, I said 12-7. When I first made this list, I said 13-4. Now I'm saying 14-3. But my first loss originally was the Texans.
Boom.
Do with that what you will. At this point, my first loss is actually against the Lions. I don't see us losing this weekend. My first loss is against the Lions. Our second loss is in week 13
Holy shit.
against.
That's awesome.
Or no, excuse me, a week 12. Excuse me. Our next loss is in week 12. I believe we play this. That's against the Bears. Wait, why did I have us losing against the Bears?
Hey, you know what?
Hell?
With your
Who
record,
made this list?
I'll lose to the Bears if we finish with it like that. That's fine.
Just go with your record.
I mean, is it in Soldier Field? Because that's fair.
Yeah, it's in
Is
Soldier
everybody
Field. I have
sick
us
on our
losing-
team?
It's they go, fuck this
Confidence.
game. We're gonna be here. No, but I have us
Confidence is high.
playing week 7 against the Lions, week 12 in Chicago, and then week 16 against the Seahawks.
All right.
Yep, I was gonna say the Seahawks too.
Boom.
I was gonna say, yeah.
We're there. We fucking suck there, bro. Like we
Well,
cannot fucking win
No,
there.
you're right.
By
You're
that
right.
point, we should have the division, or at least
Locked
like
up.
the
Yeah,
NFC
exactly.
North locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a game that like, does it suck that we might lose round 1? Yeah, but like I'd rather take the division and know for a fact I'm at least in the playoffs, and then spend the next 2 couple of weeks like slugging it out with the Seahawks to get round 1. So
14-3 from Coda.
Yep.
Alyssa, what do you?
Mine was 14-3 as well. Actually, I'm right up there with Coda. I had losses for the Rams.
no.
I'm sorry, Coda. I had that, and then the Seahawks, and then the Lions at the end of the year at 4.
Yeah, 'cause we're benching everybody.
Yeah,
Big
exactly.
Dick Nickel built their swinging interceptions. It's fine.
Exactly. Yep.
No.
Shelby, you going higher or lower?
I'm going 17-0, baby.
Oh yeah!
One of us needs to manifest it. All right, I will
Do
be
it.
that
Let's do
person.
Oh,
Hell yeah!
Come on.
I will be that person. Like,
love
let's
it.
go.
I love it.
Let's go. That's it.
I do agree. Everyone, like every game that you guys are saying, I'm worried about. You know, obviously with the Seahawks playing how they're playing there, that stresses me out. The Lions, I've been scared of them the last couple years, and being in Ford, like they have such smart fans. Like the one thing about US Bank is I love it. I love how hype we get on defense, but we also need to shut the fuck up during offense.
Yeah.
And Ford Field, it's like you could hear a pin drop. Like they have so much calmness and ease, and then it's also loud during defense. So I think that's why like it's such a rattling place for opponents. I'm not necessarily worried about the Bears. I will say I am a little stressed about this week just because it is the Packers. Their defense is good. Jordan, before it was like, oh, if Jordan Love is out, but like Malik Willis has been performing. They're calling him Miracle Malik. Like,
I shouldn't
really?
do that.
yeah, my podcast with my Packers fan. I'm just like, okay,
I
that's
think
not.
they could come up with something better than that. Miracle. I'm like, all right,
They're
whatever.
they're copying Minneapolis Miracle, obviously,
Yeah.
but I this is a game that, you know, every year it comes around. I'm never confidently gonna be like, we're gonna fuck up the Packers. Like,
God, I hope so though.
Yeah.
but we, for the last like couple years, we always win the first game.
Right.
No matter where we
100%.
are.
Yep.
And then we fucking get railed in the second game.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I will say that exactly what Coda was saying. By that point, hopefully we'll have enough wins that that's not going to matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me. But 17-0 still, clearly, obviously.
Well, it is. And Shelby, you kind of took on the last topic here, the prediction for this Sunday. So let's just keep. You got a score here for us that, you know, you're scared about this game, whether, you know, it's Jordan Love or Miracle in the league?
24-21 Vikings.
Yeah, all right.
I'm 24-10 Vikings.
Nice.
Ooh,
nice.
okay.
That's the way this is going.
I'm 27-24 Vikings.
That's pretty close.
That's a
Close.
sweep. That is a clean sweep. Vikings get the dub in Lambeau.
Yes. What's your guys's?
I
Yeah.
got
Double it, yeah.
24-14 Vikings. You know
Okay.
what?
We're
I
all
think-
around the 24 base. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Packers are worse than the Texans and Niners in my mind. And
Right.
you know what? I don't give a shit who's playing quarterback for him. Like Flores is going to do his thing. We're going to score some points. So it's the Packers. I'm nervous. Just the thought of losing to the Packers, our first loss. Then they will be the top of the divisions because they beat us in a NFC North game, which would suck ass. But nervous, sure, but confident, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I wasn't concerned at all until I heard Brian Flores talk at his press conference there. I don't know if you guys watched this, but he's talking about like we've had to prepare for both Malik Willis and Jordan Love, which was like two completely different. Yeah, but you're also like not putting all your resources in one, you know, against one quarterback. You have to split that thing.
Right.
That made me a little bit concerned. You also said that Matt LaFleur's, you know, he's been battling him since his, you know, when he was with the AFC and Matt LaFleur was with the Titans. So I got a little bit concerned just hearing him kind of express his concerns, but still, I think the Vikings win this handle. I'm not going to give my score out yet because that's for a prediction video, but I think the Vikings win this
50-0.
At least
50-0.
at least two scores. I cannot bet against the Vikings the way they're playing right now. You can't do it.
And not only that, it's like, okay. Oh, you go.
You go ahead. You go.
No, Cody, you're ready.
Mine was quick.
Nervous.
All I was going to say is that, again, what you were saying is like the people we've won against is why people are taking us seriously.
Yeah.
You look at the Seahawks, you look at the Steelers, you look at the Packers. It's like, yeah, of course you have wins, but like you're beating people who aren't winning.
Yeah, exactly.
We are beating two people that were like supposed to be Super Bowl contenders.
Top 5. Yeah.
Killing them.
Yeah.
Killing them.
I was gonna say on your point about what Flores was saying. I mean, I feel like almost, and I mean, we've seen this with the Bills a couple seasons ago, where Josh Allen, is he hurt? Is he playing? What's going on? I would not be surprised if the fact that Jordan Love is just now being designated as questionable after it being teased that he was coming back this weekend was a tactic for us
to play.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And like I'm gonna make Packer fans mad. I think that LaFleur I think he's a little scummy. I think he and Nick Sirianni have a similar little bit of a scummy vibe to them. No shade, but like
Scummy?
No
I just
tea,
thought
no
it was-
shade.
I thought it was too sus that they were saying, yeah, Jordan Love is probably going to play, and then we weren't seeing him in practice anywhere. Because I do pay attention the week before we play certain teams. I will go to their Twitter on a different account that I have. I will go on their Twitter and I will look on their feed.
Go to After Dark.
Yep.
I want to make sure I know how properly I can talk shit about our opponents.
Yes.
So I do my research.
I love that.
Hell yeah.
That is fantastic.
Maybe
A
it's
plus.
Babushka. Maybe she's going under as Babushka. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Babushka.
The best part is that I have made this account so obvious, but it's privated. But if you were to find it, you'd be like, oh, that's Coda. But because it is privated and because it is like too obviously me, you're never gonna be able to find what account it is. And that's the best part.
I'm not going to bed tonight until I follow the new Coda.
Probably something to do with Dungeons and Dragons.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
Right.
Not bad.
Or Star
It
Wars.
does
Yep.
not. It does
Oh.
not.
Sneaky. All right. Hey, Lupagus, or the Onebar and Lupa'GALS Show 2.0 in the books. We greatly appreciate having three of the best Vikings minds on the show. You guys are fantastic. We love it. Like we said in the pregame, the next one we're hoping to do live so we can have you guys hop on. But this has been fantastic. We appreciate you guys so much. All your Vikings knowledge spewing all over us. So thank you.
Yes.
So much knowledge.
Links down in the description. Go to, I don't know, did I say something bad?
I didn't like that spewing all over us.
It was
Ew.
pretty
That
graphic.
It would have
awful.
been worse if it was the other way around. That's all I'm saying. So
True.
links down in the description. Your purple hearts were here tonight. It was beautiful. 17-0.
17-0.
14-3. 14-3.
Block it.
You heard it right here.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah.
Manifesting. We are 3-0 since we started doing this. Just
Yes.
true.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.